In this video, we will discuss the most economic circular channel section. So, in last video, we discussed the most economical trapezoidal channel section. So we have to make this circular channel section to be the most economic one. So, the examples for the circular channel, circular open channel are partially filled pipes, that means the pipes that are not running full, and the culverts, means culling culverts are examples for circular channel. So, in the circular channel, the case of circular channel is a bit different from that we discussed in trapezoidal channel. So, in trapezoidal channel, the perimeter, we can vary perimeter by maintaining area as constant is possible, but in circular channel, when perimeter changes, area also changes. So, the condition of area being constant cannot be applied here. So, that is the difference in the case of circular channel. So, the condition of area being constant cannot be applied. I will explain why it is so. So, when perimeter changes, the perimeter, that means the wetted perimeter. So, this is the free surface of water, that means the wetted perimeter is ADB, the wetted perimeter is ADB, and the flow area, this is the flow area. So, when perimeter changes, when the wetted perimeter changes, flow area also changes. Okay. Now, let us look at the geometry of a circular channel. So, this is the center of this violet line represents the free surface of water. The free surface, that means the portion of the part of water that in contact with the atmosphere, that is the free surface of water. And this is the wetted perimeter ADB, wetted perimeter ADB. R is the radius of the channel, O is the center, R is the radius of the channel, and the angle subtended by the free surface AB at the center of the circular channel, at the center of the channel is 2 theta. So, the angle subtended at the center of the channel is theta plus theta, that is 2 theta. Now, let us look at the equation, the basic equation. Velocity is equal to c into square root of mi. That means the velocity c is equal to square root of, where m is the hydraulic mean radius, area by perimeter, into I is the slope of the channel bed. Here, just look at this equation. The velocity is proportional to the square root of area by perimeter. But look at the equation for discharge. Here, discharge, area and velocity. The velocity is given by Chassis equation, c into square root of mi, where m is the area by perimeter. So, if you bring a into the square root, so c into square root of a square into a by p into I, that means the discharge q is equal to c into square root of aq by p into I. That means here the discharge is proportional to the square root of aq by p. So, we can make the circular channel most economical in two ways. That means we can optimize the channel for getting maximum velocity, or we can optimize the channel for maximum discharge. So, this is another difference from most economic trapezoidal channel. So, in most economic the circular channel can be made economic by optimizing the channel for maximum velocity or optimizing the channel for maximum discharge. And also, please note that the condition of area being constant cannot be applied. Okay. Condition of area being constant cannot be applied here, because as the perimeter changes, the flow area also changes. But in trapezoidal or rectangular channel, we can vary perimeter keeping the area constant. But this condition is not cannot be applied here. Okay. Now, let us find out the wetted area and the wetted perimeter. So, now look at the wetted area A. Wetted area A. What is wetted area A? Wetted area A, we have to find out this flow area. This flow area. Okay, we have to find out the flow area, the wetted area. Wetted area is equal to area A B D A. So what is area A B D A? So what area A B D A is equal to area of this sector, O A D B O, minus area of the triangle, OAB. Okay, in this way we can find out the vectored area. So what is area of the sector OADBO? So area of the sector OADBO, that is equal to area of the sector OADBO. We know that the angle of the sector is 2 theta. Now how can we find out the area of the sector? So by a simple method we can find out the area of the sector. We know that for 2 pi radians, that means if this angle is 360 degree or 2 pi radians, area is equal to pi r square. We already know that. For 2 pi radians, area is equal to pi r square, the area of the circle. For 1 radian, area is equal to, for 2 pi radian, area is equal to pi r square. So for 1 radian, area is equal to pi r square by 2 pi. So for 2 theta radian, radians, area is equal to pi r square by 2 pi into 2 theta. Okay, so this is the area of the sector OADBO. Okay, pi r square by 2 pi into 2 theta. So we can cancel pi and 2. Okay, so area of the sector is equal to r square into theta. The area of the sector, r square into theta. Now area of the triangle OAB. Area of the triangle OAB. So we know that area of the triangle OAB is equal to 2 into area of triangle OAC. So this is 2 into area of triangle OAC. So OAC is equal to half of BH. So half of base into height. So this is equal to 2 into half of, what is base? Base is AC into height is OC. 2 into half of AC into OC. So this is equal, what is AC? AC, because AO is R, this angle is theta, then we know that sin theta is equal to opposite side AC by hypotenuse AO, AC by AO, that means AC by AO is the radius R, that means AC is equal to R sin theta, AC is equal to R sin theta. Similarly OC is equal to R cos theta, OC is equal to R cos theta. So that means the area of the triangle is equal to 2 into half of R sin theta into R cos theta, equal to 2 into half of R square sin theta cos theta. R square sin theta cos theta. We know that 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. The area of the triangle is equal to half of 2 into R square into Sin theta cos theta. So this is equal to half of r square into 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta, sin 2 theta. Okay, so now the vectored area is equal to area of the sector minus area of the triangle. Area of the sector is r square theta minus area of the triangle is r square sin 2 theta by 2. So this is equal to r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. So this is the vectored area A. Now vectored perimeter P. Vectored perimeter P is equal to, what is vector perimeter P? If the angle subtended at the center is 2 theta, so the length of the curve is radius into the angle, so r into 2 theta. So this is the vectored perimeter P, r into 2 theta. Please note that the theta should be in radian. If the theta is not associated with a trigonometric function, then theta must be in radian. Okay. So P is equal to r into 2 theta. That is the vector perimeter. P is equal to r into 2 theta. Now vectored area by vector perimeter. So the hydraulic mean radius, hydraulic mean radius M is equal to vectored area by vectored perimeter. So vectored area is r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2 divided by vectored perimeter is r 2 theta. Okay. So now just look at the equation. Vectored area. Vectored area is a function of theta. That means area varies if theta changes, and also the vectored perimeter P is equal to r into 2 theta. So for a given radius, if theta changes, then vectored perimeter also changes. That means both the area and perimeter are functions of theta. What is theta? Theta is the angle subtended at the center. So when theta changes, if water rises, that means if the depth of flow changes, theta changes, the angle subtended at the center changes. If the angle changes, the both vectored area and vectored perimeter changes. So that is why the condition of area being constant cannot be applied here. But in trapezoidal channel or in rectangular channel, we can make a area constant by varying the perimeter. Okay, but this is not possible in circular channel. Okay, so when theta changes, both the vectored area and the vectored perimeter change. Okay. Also look at this equation, velocity and discharge. The velocity is a function of square root of area by perimeter, and the discharge is a function of square root of a cube by perimeter. Area cube by perimeter, both are functions of theta. Area and perimeter are functions of theta. That means the velocity and discharge changes when theta changes. Okay. And I already told you that we can optimize the circular channel for both conditions. We can optimize the channel for giving maximum velocity or optimize the channel for maximum discharge. Now let us discuss the condition for maximum velocity of a circular channel. Okay, let us note down the equations here. The vectored area A is equal to r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2, and the vectored perimeter P is equal to r into 2 theta. Okay. Now the condition of maximum velocity. the condition of maximum velocity. So once again look at the equation. Velocity is equal to Chassis constant c into square root of mi, where m is area by p. That means the velocity is maximum when the factor a by p is maximum. Okay, when this factor a by p, that means hydraulic mean radius. When hydraulic mean radius is maximum or a by p is maximum, the velocity is maximum. Okay, both a and p are functions of theta, and both area and perimeter p change when theta changes. Okay, so we have to find out the condition for maximum velocity. So the velocity is maximum when a by p is maximum. So both a and p change when theta changes. Okay, so theta is the variable. So we have to differentiate area by perimeter with respect to theta. Okay, and equate it to 0. So we can find out the condition for maximum velocity, dA by p of d theta equal to 0. Now just to differentiate area by perimeter, so this is equal to p into dA by d theta minus a into dp by d theta divided by p square, that is equal to 0. Okay, so basic maths. If you have any doubt, you can ask me how we have obtained this one. Okay, p into dA by d theta minus a into dp by d theta by p square is equal to 0. Okay. So that means p square cannot be 0. So this value equal to 0 when p into this numerator equal to 0. That means p into as p square cannot be 0. Okay, p into dA by d theta minus a into dp by d theta equal to 0. Now differentiate area with respect to theta and perimeter with respect to theta. So we know that area A is equal to r square into theta minus sine 2 theta by 2. That means dA by d theta is equal to d by d theta of area. Area is nothing but r square into theta minus sine 2 theta by 2. So this is equal to r square into, if we differentiate theta with respect to theta, that is 1, d theta by d theta 1 minus sine 2 theta, that is cos 2 theta into 2. Okay, if we differentiate sine 2 theta, we will get to cos 2 theta. If we differentiate 2 theta, that is 2 divided by 2. So this is equal to, so we can cancel this 2. So r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta and dp by d theta. dp by d theta is equal to d by d theta of r 2 theta, r into 2 theta. This is equal to differentiate, that is 2r. Okay. Now substitute p dA by d theta a and dp by d theta in this equation and equate it to 0. Okay, so what is the value of p? P is 2 theta into r, r 2 theta. Okay, the value of p is r 2 theta into what is dA by d theta? dA by d theta is r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a into dp by d theta. A is nothing but r square into theta minus sine 2 theta by 2 into dp by d theta. dp by d theta is 2r and equate it to 0. We will find out the condition for maximum velocity. So this is 2 r cube into theta into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus 2 r cube into theta minus sine 2 theta by 2 equal to 0. Okay. So we can cancel 2 r cube, that is a common term. So theta into 1 minus cos 2 theta equal to theta minus sine 2 theta by 2, or theta minus theta cos 2 theta equal to theta minus sine 2 theta by 2. Okay, so we can cancel theta as well. So theta cos 2 theta equal to sine 2 theta by 2, or 2 theta is equal to sine 2 theta by cos 2 theta, that implies tan 2 theta equal to 2 theta. Okay. So the condition for maximum velocity is tan 2 theta equal to 2 theta. So which gives the value of 2 theta. That means 2 theta is equal to, on solving this equation, we will get a 2 theta is equal to 257.5 degree, or theta is equal to 128.75 degree. Okay. So this is the condition for maximum velocity. That means we have to maintain the depth of flow in such a way that the angle subtended at the center 2 theta is equal to 257.5 degree in order to get a maximum velocity. Okay, or theta is equal to 128.75 degree. Now we will find out the depth of flow y. We will calculate the depth of flow, the optimum depth of flow, So the depth of flow y is equal to the depth of flow y is nothing but OD minus OC. Okay, OD minus OC. So OD is nothing but the radius of the circular channel. OD is equal to R minus OC. Okay, OC is nothing but R cos theta. R cos theta. So this is equal to, so y is equal to R into 1 minus cos theta. So we know that the theta is equal to 128.75 degree in order to get the maximum velocity. So y is equal to R into 1 minus cos 128.75 degree. So this will yield 1.625 times radius. This is equal to 1.625 into the diameter by 2. So we will get a 0.8125 times d. Okay, depth of flow y is equal to 0.8125 times the diameter of the circular channel. Okay, so this is the depth of flow for getting maximum velocity. Y is equal to 0.8125 d. Now the hydraulic mean radius. Hydraulic mean radius m, that is equal to area by perimeter. So area is equal to r square into theta minus sin theta by 2, and the perimeter is equal to r2 theta. So m is equal to area, that is r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2 divided by perimeter is r2 theta. So this is equal to r square into theta r square into we have to convert the theta into radians. So theta is equal to 128.75 degree, which is equivalent to 2.247 radians. So please keep in mind that when theta is not associated with a trigonometric function, it must be in radian, and when theta is associated with a trigonometric function, we can substitute in degree as well. So r square into theta is 2.247 minus sine 2 theta. Okay, sine of 2 theta is 257.5 degree by 2 divided by perimeter P is r 2 theta. So r into 2 into theta is 2.247. Okay, so from this we will get the hydraulic mean radius. Hydraulic mean radius m is equal to so we can cancel one r. So r, instead of r we can have d by 2 diameter in terms of diameter into 2.247 minus sine 257.5 degree divided by 2 the whole divided by 2 into 2.247. This is equal to 0.305 times diameter. So the hydraulic mean depth m is equal to 0.305 times the diameter in order to get the maximum velocity. Okay. So we have shown that we have proved the conditions for the maximum velocity. The theta is equal to 257.5 degree, 2 theta is equal to 257.5 degree, and the depth of flow y is equal to 0.8125 times the diameter of the channel, and the hydraulic mean radius is equal to 0.305 diameter. Okay. Now we will discuss the condition for maximum discharge. The condition for maximum discharge. The conditions for maximum discharge. In exactly the same way, we will derive the conditions for the maximum discharge. Okay, condition for maximum discharge. Condition for maximum discharge. Condition for maximum discharge. So the discharge Q is equal to area and velocity. Velocity is equal to Chassis constant to the square root of mi, where m is area by p into I. If we bring this area into the square root, then we will get the discharge Q is equal to C into square root of AQ by P into I. That means the discharge is maximum when AQ by P is maximum. The velocity is maximum when A by P is maximum. Okay. So in the previous case we differentiate A by P with respect to theta. In this case we have to differentiate AQ by P with respect to theta. That is the only difference. The procedure is exactly the same way. Okay. So the discharge Q is maximum when AQ by P is maximum. So the condition for maximum discharge is d by d theta of AQ by P. AQ by P. This is equal to 0, and we will get the condition for maximum discharge. So just differentiate this equation. It is P into 3a square. If you differentiate a cube, you will get a 3a square into dA by d theta minus a cube into d by d theta of p divided by p square equal to 0. Now in this equation substitute dA by d theta and dP by d theta. So dA by d theta is equal to d by d theta of r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. We will get as r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta. Okay, we have already done this. Then dP by d theta is equal to d by d theta of 2 theta into r, that is 2r. Now substitute dA by d theta, dP by d theta and a square and a cube in this equation. Okay, so p into 3a square into dA by d theta is r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a cube into dP by d theta is 2r equal to 0. Okay, that means the numerator has to be 0. Okay, the denominator cannot be 0. P is equal to, what was P? P is equal to 2 theta into r. This cannot be 0. So this value equal to 0 when the numerator equal to 0. So equate the numerator into 0. So P into 3a square into r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a cube into 2r equal to 0. We can cancel a square. Okay, a square is a common term, so we can cancel a square. So P into 3 r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a into 2r equal to 0. So here a square is a common term, so we can cancel a square. We can take a square out of the bracket and eliminate. So p into 3r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a into 2r equal to 0. So what is p? Substitute perimeter. P is equal to r 2 theta. So r into 2 theta into 3r square into 1 minus cos 2 theta minus a theta r square into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2 into 2r equal to 0. So 3 into 2, 6 theta r cube into 1 minus cos 2 theta equal to 2 r cube into theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. So we can cancel r cube and then 2, this is 3. So 3 theta into 1 minus cos 2 theta equal to theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. This is equal to 2 theta minus sin 2 theta by 2. So if we bring this 2 here, that is 6 theta minus 6 theta cos 2 theta equal to 2 theta minus sin 2 theta. Okay, 6 theta So this is equal to 6 theta minus 6 theta cos 2 theta minus 2 theta plus sine 2 theta equal to 0. That means 6 theta minus 2 theta is 4 theta. 4 theta minus 6 theta cos 2 theta plus sine 2 theta equal to 0. We will get 2 theta is equal to 308 degree. The solution to this equation is 2 theta is equal to 308 degree. That means theta is equal to 154 degree. Okay, theta equal to 154 degree. So this is the condition for maximum discharge through a circular channel. If 2 theta is equal to 308, that means if angle subtended at the center by the free surface of water is 308 degree, then the discharge will be maximum. Okay. Now we will find out depth of flow for maximum discharge. Depth of flow for maximum discharge. So the depth of flow y is equal to OD minus OC. OD minus OC. OD is nothing but the radius of the circular channel R. OC is equal to R cos theta. This is equal to R into 1 minus cos theta. So y is equal to R into 1 minus cos theta. If you substitute the condition for maximum discharge, that is theta is equal to 154 degree, R into 1 minus cos 154. Okay. So that is y is equal to 1.898 times the radius. So this is equal to 1.898 into diameter by 2. So we will get as y, the depth of flow for maximum discharge, y is equal to 0.95 times d. Okay. 0.95 times d. Now hydraulic mean radius m is equal to area by perimeter. Area by perimeter. Area is equal to theta minus sine 2 theta by 2 into r square divided by perimeter is 2 theta into r. So this is equal to, you can cancel r. So r into theta minus sine 2 theta. So we have to convert into radians. Theta is equal to 2.687 radius. Just to convert theta is equal to 154 degree into radians. We will get as 2.687 radians minus sine 308 degree by 2 divided by 2 into 2.687. We will get as hydraulic mean radius m is equal to 0.5733 times radius. This is equal to 0.5733 into diameter by 2, that is 0.29 diameter. So this is the condition for maximum discharge. So the conditions for maximum discharge, y is equal to 0.95 diameter and condition and the hydraulic mean radius m is equal to 0.29 diameter. Okay. So in this video we discussed the condition for maximum discharge and maximum velocity of a circular channel. Okay, thank you.